Guys, welcome back to the VDC space. Today we're going to be modeling a bridge pier and also a box girder for the bridge. So we're just going to keep it as simple as we can. For the box girder, we're going to use a structural framing template, and for the bridge pier, we're going to use a column framing template. Now, before I get started, I would like to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you already subscribed, hit the notification button as I upload BIM modeling tutorials and Revit tutorials 3 times every week. I cover different topics from wastewater, roads and bridges, civil structures, structural engineering, architecture, and so on. Now, without further ado, let's jump into Revit. So here we are in Revit. So the first thing is you're just gonna go to families and say new, and then you're gonna drop down and go to matrix structural framing, beams and braces, and say open. And now for our box girder, we're just going to use this template and just remove this extrusion that comes with the family along with this reference line and these two reference planes. And then we're just going to extend this length and then make it 47,000 millimeters. So just change the scale to 1:200 and then just extend these annotations so they don't disturb you in terms of your process. So I'm just going to select this center front and back reference plane and then extend it beyond the right reference plane and also beyond this left reference plane and then lock it again. And now before we generate our geometry, we're just going to set up our reference planes. So to go to reference plane and then place two of them on each, place one on each side and then one on the other side, and then offset them by 1500 from the middle reference plane. And also this side, you're gonna do the same thing. And then you're gonna select this one and then press copy. And then from that, you're gonna copy to the right by 11,000 millimeters. And then you're gonna leave it there and then select it. Go to mirror pick axis, pick the middle reference plane, and then it's copied to the other side. Perfect. Now you can just extend these, the right reference plane and also the left reference plane just to show where the box cutter ends and where it begins. And now it's time to model our geometry. So the first thing we're gonna start with our sort of like the middle part, the diaphragm wall, if you may. So we're gonna go to the left. Actually, just select extrusion on your forms. Go to the left elevation, and then under your work plane, you're gonna say set, and then set work plane, and then set it to reference plane left, and say OK. Now from this insertion point, you're gonna take it to the left by 6,000 millimeters, and then you're gonna take it down by 300 millimeters, and then take it to the right by 550 millimeters and press escape. Go to create again, reference plane, and then from this point you're going to draw a vertical reference plane downwards, and then you're going to select it and then copy it to the right by 2100 millimeters, and then take it further to the right by 600 millimeters. Perfect. Now press escape, go to create again, reference plane, and then draw a horizontal reference plane like this. Select it, and then you're gonna copy down by, first you're gonna make it 350 millimeters, and then you're gonna take it further down by, 2400. Actually, we can make it 3200 millimeters. Perfect. Now you can just extend these reference planes until they meet the middle vertical reference plane. Now you can continue with our geometry. Just go to line, and then from this point you're going to take it diagonally to this insertion point, and then further diagonally downwards to this insertion point, and then you're going to take it to the right uh, until you see the three dashed lines which indicate that it's aligned with the middle reference plane. So perfect. Now we're gonna offset these. Actually, there's no need. This is a solid, so we just hover over one line, press tab on your keyboard until everything is selected, and say mirror pick axis, pick the middle reference plane, and then everything is copied to the other side. Now, in order for you to reduce the risk of distorting a geometry, you're just going to select one line on each side and then remove it. And then you're going to do the same thing at the bottom and then make this a single line. Now you can just remove your reference, your temporary reference planes, and then you're going to say finish edit mode, go to your floor plan or reference plane, and then you're going to drag it to this reference plane and then lock it, and then select your extrusion on the other side and then drag it to this reference plane and then lock it. Perfect. We can apply the material after we finish everything. So just also open up, you can just go to your section view and then place a section right across like this. Then you can just extend it and then open up your section view, and then you can just select your crop view and then uncheck these boxes. Now now you can see everything. So go back to your reference level. So the next thing is we have to generate, just go to create, we have to generate a swapped blend because we're gonna have two different profiles from this point until this point and also from this point until this point. Now, in order for us to do that, we're gonna have to go to swap blend. So we're gonna start on the left side and say sketch path, and then from this point you're gonna sketch a path right in the middle until this reference plane, and then say finish, and say select profile 1 and say edit profile, and then we're gonna set our reference to elevation left and say open view. And now this is what we have. We're gonna use this as our reference. So you're gonna say pick lines, and then you're gonna pick these lines. Then you're gonna pick these lines and say finish edit mode and say select profile 2 and say edit profile. Now you're gonna say pick lines again. You're gonna pick these lines again. But this time from the bottom you're gonna offset it. Remember, so from this point to this point is 3.2. So in this instance we're gonna make it 2800. So from this point it's gonna be 2.8 and say trim and extend, trim and extend. And then we're gonna say finish edit mode, finish edit mode. Open up the 3D view, and this is how it looks. Perfect. And now go to the reference level, and then at our reference level you're gonna say on your keyboard AL for align. So this second extrusion you're gonna align it with the reference plane that's placed here in order for you to control its length when it's placed on your project. So you're gonna select it and then press tab on your keyboard until you see this reference plane, and then select it and lock it. But step 2, the other step you have to take is you have to lock the swept blend and the extrusion against each other in order for them to move together. So in order for them to have effect on each one when you extend the box girder. So you're gonna select your swept blend and then select your extrusion and then lock it again. So you can just select your swept blend again and then go to mirror pick axis and then pick this middle reference plane, and then it's copied to the other side, and then you apply the same workflow you did. So you're gonna lock it, you can lock it against the extrusion. Perfect. Open up the 3D view, and this is our progress. Now go to reference level again, and then you're going to say create and say swap blend sketch path, and then from this point you're going to take it to the left reference plane and say finish edit mode, select profile 1, edit profile, go to the left elevation, and then you're going to say pick lines, and then you're going to pick your lines, and then use your swept blend as the second profile of your swept blend as your reference for the first profile of your second swept blend. And now you're gonna say trim extend, trim and extend, and say finish edit mode, select profile 2, edit profile, and then you're gonna say pick lines again, and then you're gonna pick your lines again, So everything at the top, everything diagonal is more or less going to be the same. The only thing is the offset from the bottom. So this time we're going to offset it by, remember we made it 2.8 from 3.2. So this time we're going to make it, we can make it 2.4. Let's see with 2.4 how it looks. No, let's make it 2000. Let's make it 2000. So you're going to say trim and extend, trim and extend. And then you're going to go to the 3D view and say finish edit mode, and this is how it looks. Now go to your reference level. Remember to lock everything against each other with aligned. Lock it, and then you're going to select it again, reference plane, lock it. Remember to lock it also this side against the left reference plane in order for you to control its length. Select your second swept blend, go to mirror pick axis, pick the middle reference plane, and then it's copied to the other side. Press AL for alignment, and then you're gonna lock it against the right reference plane, and then you're gonna lock it against this reference plane, and also you're gonna lock it against the first swept blend. Go to 3D view, and this is what you have. And now the next thing is you're gonna select all your solids, and then you're gonna apply material to this so you can make it precast concrete and say okay. And then you're just gonna change the level of detail to fine, and then the graphics to realistic, and this is how it looks. So go back to your reference level. The next thing is we're gonna have to apply void extrusions on this part of our box girder and this part of our box girder. And the same thing on these sides. This part will be the only one that will remain solid because it's gonna be sitting on top of our piers. Yeah. So the first thing is we're gonna go to reference level. We're gonna start with the first swept blend, and then you're gonna go to create and say under void forms, you're gonna drop down and say void swept blend, sketch pad, and then from this point, you're gonna take it to this point so it's gonna be 11,000 and say finish. Select profile one and say edit profile. Go to the left elevation for your reference, and this is where we are going to begin. So as you can see, you can see three profiles on here. The first one is this one, the larger one of 3.2, and then the second one is the one of 2.8, and then the third one is the one of 2000. So for this one, we're gonna use the 3.8, which is the 3.850 by the 3.850 as our reference. So while you are on the left elevation, you're gonna say pick lines, and then you're gonna use the bigger line as your reference. So you're gonna set your offset to 250, and then the bottom line you're gonna offset it by 250. The diagonal lines you're gonna offset them by 450. The top lines you're gonna offset them by 300, and then you're gonna say trim and extend, trim and extend. And then you're gonna select your line, and then from this point you're going to draw your line from this point to this point, and also this side from this point to this point, just to use as a reference. You're going to select your line from this point, you're going to take it diagonally by, you can make it 30 degrees. And also this side, you're going to apply the same logic. So you're going to select this line and say mirror pick axis, and then copy to the other side. You can remove these temporary lines and say trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend. And say finish edit mode, and then say select profile 2, edit profile, open up the 3D view. So we're gonna draw the next profile, which is gonna be based here. So go to your left elevation, and then we're gonna use our this second profile as our reference. So you're gonna say pick lines, and then we're gonna offset it by 250 from this point, and then 450 diagonally, and then 300 from the top, and then you're gonna say trim and extend, trim and extend. And then you're gonna select these lines, just press those lines like this as your reference. And from this point, you're gonna take it diagonally at 30 degrees to this line, and then remove this, trim and extend, trim and extend, select this diagonal line, mirror pick axis, and then pick this mirror reference plane, and then it's copied to the other side, and say trim and extend, trim and extend. And say finish edit mode, go to 3D view, and this is when you open up, when you change your graphics to wireframe, you can select your extrusion and say under geometry, you're gonna say cut, and say select your extrusion, and then select your solid, and now it's cut. And now change this to realistic. We are only left with this swept blend. So you're gonna go back to go to the reference level, and then go to create, and then under your void forms, you're gonna say void swept blend, sketch your path, and then from this point to this point. Say finish edit mode, select profile 1, edit profile, elevation left, and now for our first profile, we're gonna say pick lines, and then we're gonna use, just go to your 3D. We're gonna use this form. Just change this to wireframe. We're gonna use this void form as our reference. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the 3D space, and then I'm gonna hover over this void extrusion, and then I'm gonna use the second profile of this void extrusion as my reference for my first profile of my second void extrusion. So I'm gonna hover over the line, press tab until everything is highlighted, and press it until everything is every line is generated. So this is how it looks. Say finish edit mode, select profile 2, edit profile, and then I'm gonna say pick lines, and then I'm gonna set my offset to 250, and then I'm gonna offset it 250 from this second profile, and say 450 from diagonally, and then 300 from the top. And then I'm gonna say trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend. Now I'm gonna say pick lines, and then I'm just gonna pick these lines. And then these diagonal lines are generated. So I'm just going to say trim and extend again, trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend, and say finish edit mode, and say finish edit mode. Change this to realistic. While my void is still selected, I'm gonna go to cut geometry, and then everything is cut. So this is how it looks. Go to your section view. This is how it looks inside. Select your void extrusions while you are still on the front elevation. So you're gonna select one and say control, select the second one, go to mirror pick axis, pick the middle reference plane, and then everything is copied to the other side. So select your extrusion, and then you're gonna cut your solid. Select your second extrusion, and then select your solid, and then it's gonna cut. And this is how everything looks. Now the only thing left is you have to lock, you also have to lock your extrusion. So just change this to wireframe. So you're gonna have to lock your extrusions also. So you're gonna follow the same process we did with the solids. So align. So you're gonna select the face. Just go to reference level, and then press AL for align, and then you're gonna align everything. So make sure everything is aligned. Press tab as much as you can until you see different lines highlighted, and then make sure you align them against the reference planes and also your geometry, your solid geometry. So 3D view, change this to realistic. So I'm gonna open up a new project using the construction template just to load this in and check these crop views. Go to the south elevation, change this. So I'm gonna change this level to 30,000 millimeters. Let me just extend these levels. Go back to level 0 and set up my grid. So I'm gonna set a grid that runs like this, another one that runs like this, and then go back to my structural framing template and say load into project and close. I'm not gonna save this, I already did. And then I'm gonna place my beam like this on grid 2, and I'm gonna make the length 47,000 millimeters. Go to the south elevation. This is how it looks. I'm gonna select it, change the start level offset to any line in order for me to manually adjust its height. So I'm gonna say move, and then from the bottom I'm gonna place it right where these grids and levels are intersecting. So I'm gonna select this lines and right click, maximize 3D extend, do the same thing for this one, and yeah, this is what we have. So open up the 3D view, this is what it looks like. And now the second thing is, let me just open up level 1. So here it is, it appears on level 1. So the next thing is we're gonna have to generate our bridge pier. So this is gonna be easy actually. We just need to know the length of the middle part of our box girder. So if I go to the east elevation, and then if I measure the length from this point to this point, it's it's 5.5, it's 5,500 millimeters, so that's okay. And then I'm just gonna go to File, New, and Save Family. And then I'm gonna drop down and then go to Metric Structural Column and say Open. And now I'm just gonna change the width to 4,000 millimeters. Change the depth to 2,000 millimeters. Actually, I'm gonna make it 4,000 by, actually, I'm gonna make it 3,000 millimeters depth. And then I'm just gonna extend these annotations. So the next thing is I'm gonna go to the front elevation, and on the front elevation, I'm gonna change this upper reference level to 30,000 millimeters and press enter. Then I'm just gonna extend these reference lines, the right and the left, and also the middle one. So I'm gonna extend it beyond the top upper level. And then this is where I'm gonna generate my geometry. But before that, I'm gonna go to create reference plane, and then I'm gonna place 2 reference planes on each side, and then select one, and then I'm gonna offset it from this point by, so it's gonna be 5.5 divided by 2, which is 2750, and then this one also I'm gonna make it 2750. Perfect. And now I'm gonna go to create, select my extrusion. From this point, I'm gonna start at the bottom, and then it's gonna be 4,000 at the bottom, and then I'm gonna take it upwards by, actually before that, I'm gonna go to create again, create the reference plane which we are going to use temporarily. Select my reference plane, and then I'm gonna offset it from the top reference level by 5,000 millimeters. And then I'm gonna continue generating my geometry. From this point, I'm gonna take it upwards until this reference level. And then also I'm gonna do the same thing this side. And then from this point, I'm gonna select my start and radius arc. And then I'm gonna draw it from this insertion point to this insertion point. I'm gonna make it curve like this. So you can feel it automatically that it's going to be placed like that, and press escape. And then from this point, we're going to take it to the right by 1500 millimeters, and then also you're going to do the same thing this side. And then we're going to press pick lines, and then we're going to set your offset to 1500, and then you're going to press this line, and then this curving line, and say trim and extend, trim and extend. And then you're going to select your line and then place a horizontal line like this, which is going to be 5000 millimeters. And press finish edit mode, go to the lower reference level or your floor plan, drag your extrusion to this reference plane, lock it, and then drag it to this reference plane and lock it. So I'm going to change this to hidden line and then open up the 3D view. So this is how it looks. The next thing is we're going to apply an extrusion for there's going to be extrusion on the front and also the back of our pier. So go to lower reference level, say create, and then void forms, go to void extrusion. And then from the middle reference plane, we're going to offset it by 500 and then take it to the top by, so it's going to be 200. And then overall, it's going to be 1000 millimeters in width. And then you're gonna create a rectangle like this and say finish edit mode, go to the 3D view, and then you're gonna drag it upwards until you meet this point. Perfect. And now you're gonna lock it, and then this is how it looks. Select your void extrusion, go to the lower reference level, pick mirror axis, pick the middle reference plane, uh, pick the middle reference plane, and then it's copied to the other side. So this is how it looks. Select your solid and then apply the material to this. So you're gonna make it precast concrete. So you're gonna drop down and then go to concrete precast, load it in, apply, okay, change this to realistic, change this to fine, and this is how it looks. Now you can load it into your project and close. I'm not gonna save this, I already did. Go to level 0, make sure your constraints are set to height, and then your top level is set to level 1, and then you're going to place it where the grids are intersecting. Go to 3D view. As you can see, we have to change its orientation, so you're going to select it and then press spacebar on your keyboard, and then it's going to change its orientation, and this is how it looks. And now the next thing is you can just change the level of detail and set it to realistic, and there you are, folks. There is your box girder and also your bridge pier. Now I know about the workflow of adaptive components. I will get it into a later stage. I was trying to show you guys that there's a million ways of skinning a cat. You know, there are different workflows you can use. I was just showing you how versatile different family templates can be, and how you can apply them into different situations. The creativity side of Revit is where I shine the most. So I was trying to show you that. But this is very valuable. You can extract quantities from this. You can use it for visualization. You can use it for detailing, and I think this is very much valuable. So you can just cut a section right in the middle, and then extend this view, and then open up this section, and this is how it looks. So you can use your detail in there. You can apply your bridge tendons. You can use it for uh, different use cases. Um, Thank you guys for watching. This is the end of the tutorial, and hope to see you guys on the next tutorial. We will cover much more different and interesting topics. So please like, subscribe, comment. When you like the videos, it helps with the algorithm and all that. So yeah, let's get to 5,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Peace.